Hello everyone, welcome back to the Random Fives. I just want to apologize. All the developers of this channel just want to apologize, or creators, whatever you want to put it. We all want to apologize for not making a video for a while. We've all been pretty busy with schoolwork, and because of the coronavirus and other things, we just haven't really felt like we've needed to make videos. We're going to slowly start coming back and making videos. I'm going to start coming back and making around 2 to 3 videos per week. In case you're wondering why there's not a webcam, well, long story short, I was working with OBS and now it's just not working. I'll probably just delete it and reinstall it. Some games just don't work with OBS for me, so I'm just using the Windows Capture. Hopefully this is working perfectly okay for now. I may have to use this for the next few videos until I can get everything working. But the main reason why is because thumbnails were, decent. I would say not real good thumbnails we were making, but basically they were taking outrageous amounts of time to make. So the problem is we're spending around probably 30 minutes making a video, then an hour making, a thumbnail, and then, other hours just trying to get the video and share it and do other things. So I just hope you guys understand. Well, today we're playing Armored Warfare, like I just said. But we're going to also play with the Merkava 2C, and today I'm going to be proving, or trying to prove my biased opinion of why this tank is the best tank in the game. Let's get to it. Number one, this tank is almost impenetrable from the front. It only has like a really small, extremely small penetratable spot in the front, especially for at this angle right here. Nothing is penetrable. Maybe you could get one up here, which would be extremely hard, and even if it's a downhill fight, you're unlikely to see that. But right here, you can only see this blue spot, and there's a big chance if the target's moving around, you're not going to be able to hit that pretty easy, because if you look at this naturally, that is basically like right here, and it's going to be pretty hard to hit that, mentioning that the whole tank is like this. Especially if the tank is behind any sort of cover, it's technically impossible. So, yeah. And I'm going to back up this conclusion with comparing this to the M1 Abrams, and this may not be the best Tier 6 vehicle either, but I've played with the Abrams. It's more of a maneuverable beast. It's not... The Merkava is really pretty much a slow, heavy beast tank. The M1 Abrams is good, but it can lack in armor and stuff like that, which in reality is kind of a bummer, because in reality I would think it would be heavier armor than most tanks, but in this game it's not. But I understand it's the first tier of the M1 Abrams line, so it should be one of the weaker ones. So let's go ahead and get to this and look at the preview here. So if we go to the armor calculator, you can see that the tank is 100% penetrable from its own gun right here. But if we type in right here, see if we can go ahead and let's go ahead and put in the Merkava. Put in the Merkava 2C. You can see it does have a chance of bouncing, but at the same time the sides are vulnerable at any angle other than here. So pretty much you can penetrate this tank anywhere in the side like the Merkava, which is about the same stats. The only difference is it has a bigger spot here for penetration, especially if you're using the heap. Never mind, not heap. Especially if you use the AP armor piercing, you're going to be able to penetrate this extremely easily. So yeah. And two, to do with the Merkava 2C, it has a auto cannon, which means basically you have 4, what we say, ammo in your reload. So basically you can shoot one, boom, then about 4 seconds later you can shoot again, then 4 seconds later, then 4 seconds later, until you shoot all 4 rounds, and then each round takes 8 seconds to reload. But if we look here at the stats of the M1 Abrams, we can see its reload time is 7.59. But basically I did spend a $1 million upgrade on the Merkava to try to balance this out, to try and fix this, to try to make it so that the Merkava will have a fast reload as possible, gets it down to around 8.14, so not really even quite a second, if you look here, not even quite a second between these two, if in fact barely anything. So if it was a head-to-head match, I would say the Merkava would pull away with it, unless the Abrams could go around it faster than the turret can turn. But that is my conclusion. If you guys disagree or have any other opinions about this, please put it in the description of the video. And sorry guys, it's just taken so long to get in here and get into a battle. But really, today I'm just trying to get back into YouTube and mainly just trying to prove to you guys that this is probably the best tier 6 vehicle you can buy. Now, this may change. The Merkava line, in my opinion, I've always liked it because it has the auto cannon, which means you can get a lot of damage right off the bat. It's not going to one-shot anyone, but it's going to do a lot of damage with a lot of fast reloading, and you're going to have a lot of total damage, which means you're basically going to be able to take a lot of damage, much less. It has a lot more hit points at 3,450 compared to the Abrams at 2,850. So meaning that it's almost a 500 HP gap, which means even if you did miss a hit, you would still have a chance of killing the Abrams first. Now, does that mean the Abrams can't win? No, the only thing the Abrams has to do is get where he's not facing your front, and he can pretty much pin you with every shot. So, I'm not saying the Abrams tank is not good in this game. Not at all. The Abrams tank is a beast in this game. It's just, compared to the Merkava, I would say the Merkava should probably be... I'm not saying it should be nerfed, but I'm saying the Merkava should be maybe a tier 7, maybe in tier 8 line. Just because the Merkava is really heavily armored for its tier class. Very few tanks can actually penetrate the Merkava underneath. So what I'm saying is the Merkava is a beast. So yeah, hopefully frame rate's okay, guys. I'm sorry, I probably should have turned the graphics setting down. When I usually play single player, I get around 80 frames playing with this, but when I'm recording at the highest setting, I came with the Windows capture and highest audio and pretty much highest quality of everything, as well as the game being the highest quality. It kind of tends to lower the frames a little bit. Hopefully this is good enough, guys. Until the next video. The next video I will lower the graphics down in the game, but in my opinion, Armored Warfare, it's always told me I've had like lower frames than what it looks like. I mean, if you're a gamer, you probably understand. But on the screen recording, I don't know how clear it's coming out. I'm hoping it's going to come out pretty clear. Just because I don't want it to look choppy. If it is choppy, I will try to cut some of that out. But really right now I'm just trying to get a video out for you guys, so I'm not really too worried about it exactly. So we get a shot. Oh, we didn't get that shot. But you see how fast that reload was. You miss one bullet, it's not really a problem. You're still gonna be able to reload. Honestly, we should probably just use heat, but after we die this time, or after we're out of ammo, I'll reload heat, because we still got 4. Well, we already reloaded that 1 bullet, so we still have 4 ammo left in there. Tank. So basically, let's see if we can go ahead and give this the Merkava challenge. Okay, so we can't penetrate this one. This must be the MK3 barrack. Yeah, that's gonna be it's the tier 3 Merkava, I'm pretty sure. Or actually, it's a tier 7 tank, but it's the 3rd tier of the Merkava. So let's see if we can pin him out here and get one more shot. We shouldn't expose the side like that. Let's see if we can go ahead and put out a smoke grenade here, because that Merkava, the tier 3 Merkava is something really you don't want to play. I mean, with a bot, you can generally tend to, when you're playing with bots, you can generally tend to leave your openings up a little bit more, because they're automatically going to shoot for your weak spot, because they're programmed to. But if you're playing with a player, you don't ever want to expose openings, because if they get one good shot right there, you're pretty much history. So yeah, just keep that in mind, especially with the hostile PCs. They can shoot one of those missiles and hit you right in the side and do 1,000 damage. And it only takes 3 shots for them to kill you. And they do have a little bit longer. So if the Merkava, always try to face your enemy from front. I'm not a real good driver, but so yeah. And in case you're wanting to wonder too, how long is the grind path of this tank. In reality, this tank is probably one of the faster grinder tanks you can unlock in the game. I would say, just because basically you can unlock this tank in probably around, I don't know, I'd say roughly probably around 8 hours of gaming pretty intensively on, or gaming with this tier, because basically the Merkava in the Tyrant, I believe, in the other tank, I think it's something in Jewish, I believe is the name of it, but the other tank after the Tyrant, they all have 2 times XP boosters. So if you have a premium account, which gives you 25% more, and you have a, let's say you have something else, like an XP booster, for instance, and you're going to really level up a lot faster because you're going to be basically getting almost 300% XP increase instead of being like the Abrams and having that. But once you get to the tier 2 of the Merkava, you will lose your times 2 XP, because honestly, if that was true for all of them, then everyone would just play the Merkava. It would be really imbalanced. And honestly, when a Merkava and Merkava go head to head, it's really hard to penetrate each other. I will admit it. It is pretty hard. Like pretty much whoever the driver is and who can basically maneuver the best is going to win. Because basically you have to shoot the enemy in the side, and the Merkava has a really good slanted armor, which gives it that good, which makes it so it's pretty hard to penetrate. A lot of other tanks, like a Challenger 1 Tier 7 tank in this game, also is very similar to being like that, but the only problem is the Challenger is a lot more, it's a lot more like a tank in a way, because it does a decent amount of damage, and it also is pretty intense to play with. Honestly, in my opinion, I kind of wish they would have just put it in as a tier 6 vehicle, because getting to a tier 7 is a lot of a grind. Because they put the M1 Abrams in, but I understand they wanted to put in the Chieftain 900 in the game, which is honestly good, because I mean you don't want to forget about that modern tank, because that tank was pretty successful. So yeah, we see if we can get a good shot. I don't know if we can. If we don't, I don't think we have armor piercing, so we need to go ahead and. I don't think they'll see us up here, but if we can, we're going to try to get one of these missiles. Oh no, don't fall, no. Oh no. Ooh, that would have meant. Wow, we're going to have to fall either way. Let's take one out with us. Woo. Well, we got one dead. We got one while we're falling. Come on, can we get one more? No! We didn't get him. Alright, that's alright, that's right. Alright, so we respawn. It doesn't really matter because we pretty much just respawned right here. I don't want to fall off the mountain again though. I should probably remember this game doesn't have scripted mountains. It's pretty much terrain. Like in, I think War Thunder, you can still climb up rocks decent. In this game, sadly you can't. But I mean, I understand that because in the real life scenario, you're not going to be able to. You can put that front from the Challenger. No, ain't a Challenger. That's a. It's exactly see what that was. It's Pierce on the bottom of this big nose. Oh, missed. We need to get this guy. This guy's killing my teammate. He got him. Alright, so let's see if we can get this guy. I can probably ram him and take away a pretty good amount of his health. That's one good thing about having a heavy tank. You can. Oh, we're not going to ram him, I don't think. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we need to get this hostile PC right here. Once we get him, we'll be able to take away this. There we go, 289 damage. So yeah, honestly, if you get the ram perk, so you can ram tanks and do 50% more damage, you'll probably take away about half your health.
Target eliminated.
I'm gonna try to protect this guy so I can get this kill here, because I need to get this kill. Come on, don't. Alright. We gotta get one more. Seems like there's someone over here. Seems like someone's got a American. Looks like it's a tier. Going towards the Abrams. I think that is the Starship. That is the that is actually a decent tank in the game. I would probably prefer it over the Patton. The MA3 Patton, I believe is the name of it. I cannot exactly remember the name of that Patton. We're doing awful horribly here. We're doing very bad. We've failed our secondary objectives, and we're failing our primary objectives, because I'm guessing, I mean, I'll admit it, with the Merkava it's pretty hard to do the objectives. So like if you're someone who likes to do objectives in a fast-paced tank, the Merkava is not a tank that would probably be played, or should be played by you. Honestly, I'm just gonna worry about this guy, because that guy's got him. So you can get a crit. Alright. Why are we back? Oh yeah, we ran out of ammo. I was gonna say, why are we back to the lower AP? I'm gonna try to go ahead and load some HEP, I think is the name of it. Because if we can get it in, I believe we can. I think if we can get a few of these loaded, we can take out some of these guys. The penetration with this is a little bit less, but it does pack a more of a punch because it's explosive. So if it penetrates, it's going to do obviously more damage. If it can. So let's see if we can get a. There we go, 530. That's a lot nicer than that 390 I was seeing earlier. Let's see if we get one more.
Enemy destroyed.
But yeah, now you understand why that rapid reload is very important in this game. In my opinion, the Merkava in this game, I don't know, in most games it doesn't have that autocannon. I don't know honestly if it has that in real life or if that was their way of, if it was underpowered and they decided to make it more powerful in the game. Okay, so we're getting shot from behind. I should probably protect my rear end because that's the only place it's going to be penetrable right here. Let's see if we can, let's hide behind there. This guy is, there we go, protect our front, protect front. Kind of fail, but we did protect it somewhat. Alright, 584. It is about the same damage to Abrams. I think the Abrams is like right at 600, so I mean 20 damage difference. I mean if you're head to head with an Abrams, with the M1 Abrams. Now if you go against the M1A1 Abrams, you're probably going to struggle a little bit more as it's a tier 7, but still, I believe this Merkava could get along fine with tier 7s. Honestly believe it could. Its weakness it would start getting more penetrated. But honestly, this thing's got so much health, it really wouldn't bother it that much. I wouldn't fall down there. I need to protect our front here and probably nail this guy once. Generally, when you shoot a shot at him, sometimes you can make him slow down. Actually, I don't think he's got a. I don't think he's got above 80mm, so he can go penetrate. I'm shooting him, right? I think what's happening is I'm trying to shoot and I'm moving, so it's hitting that rock right there. If we can get his gun, not stop shooting. I can't tell where his gun's at. Okay, I don't think I got his gun. Go ahead and repair our track. Use our perk to repair. I love how this guy's got infinite ammo. He's just been shooting me throughout the last like 2 minutes, and his gun is yet to overheat. Honestly, in the real life scenario, I don't think you want to shoot at this tank if it's as good as it is in this game. Just because if you shoot at a tank like that in real life with a almost like a infantry tank. All right, Abram, I hear you. Let's go down here. Let's wreck them.
We're taking on water.
Come on, we can die for our country. I think he's taking on water. I'm not, because I think I'm actually above the. I think the Merkava is actually above the water. The water system. Okay, I guess he got it. That Abrams, I'm afraid, is going to die if he doesn't get up. I think as long as he keeps his crew up. Honestly, I think we may be out of that tall area now, but I remember with a lot of other tanks, like the PC tanks, you come through here, you'll drown. So that's one good thing. I do know in real life there are tanks that can go in water, submerged water. Not for long extended periods of time, but they can go in water like that. But yeah, I'm guessing it has to go above your tank to do that. But I mean, honestly, if they spent the time in this game to really put the hitboxes in these tanks, which I know they have, but if they spent, yep, they did, because underneath the water without the turret, there's still the hatches and the airways. Honestly, in a real life scenario though, if your tank was in water like that, it'd actually have a hard time moving, just because this thing is like a 61-ton monster, or 61-ton beast, and it's going to have a hard time in that sloppy mud, so it'd probably just sink further in. But if you got it in gravel or something, it may could, maybe. But I mean, it's honestly it's a guess. So it seems to be a T-72 over there. That's someone that's actually a tank that's pretty fun to fight with the Merkava, because it's actually one of the few tanks that has armor down low. So you kind of have to play. If it's a T-72 with the upgrade. Let's see if we can get a shot in. Oh man, I should have tipped my shot. I knew I should have right there. I don't think this Abrams is able to penetrate him. It looks like he's just pushing him down the mountain. See if we can get him. Get a back shot. If we can get one more right here, this guy's gonna be quick. Oh, we missed. Classic. Well, never mind. I was gonna say classic T60 move. I'm gonna go ahead and go back up here with my go up here backwards. Generally, like, it's funny in the flat ground, you actually feels like you're going faster when you go backwards at this tank, which I could see because the engine's in the front. You could probably push more backwards, but it seems like this tank moves a little bit quicker going backwards. It may, I don't know. Well, there we go, guys. We successfully beat Mission Leviathan, but yeah, we did do all the objectives. If you guys like this gameplay of Armored Warfare, or you want to download the game in general, the game's download will be in the description. If you did like this video, please, please, if you're new to the channel, please like, and as well, if you are subscribed, please like the, let me get this out clear. Please, like the video, and if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. We're going to be trying to upload a lot more randomly now, or I should say a lot more now. Since basically we're blocked in more because of the coronavirus and stuff. So yeah, and also in case you didn't know, you see how much more XP you make at this tank, even though I don't have the XP, as you can see, the 2x XP boost. But yeah, I would definitely say you could probably get this to the tier 3 or to a tier 7 before you could get most tanks to tier 7. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like it, like I did say, please like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.